So yesterday was high carb day, 350 grams of carbohydrates. I weighed about 1.5 pounds, a little heavier, which is just as expected because, you know, after a carb day, cheat day, you always weigh a little heavier, right? So today's low day, and then the next day, which is tomorrow, is gonna be medium day. So one thing that I like to do is pretty much track my weigh-ins. I like to track my weigh-ins every morning because by doing so, it's gonna set my macronutrients for next week based from last week. Alright guys, so we're gonna get a chest workout in today. I don't eat a lot of carbohydrates today. It is low day today. And then, yeah, basically on these days, I'm just surviving, guys. And I don't have any carbohydrates for my pre-workout meal because I've already had like 300 yesterday. So I have way more than enough energy to survive anything right now. And if you guys have nothing else to say, I'm just gonna show you guys a little physique update and we're gonna get on into this video. One thing I noticed today is that I actually spilled over a little bit. I can kind of tell that my muscles aren't really that full and popping out as much. And it's probably because I had a little bit more carbohydrates than usual than yesterday. Usually I had 300 and yesterday I had 350. So now that I know that I kind of spilled over this week, I know that 350 grams is probably a little bit too much. Maybe around 300 to 330 is where my sweet spot is. So during my weigh-ins, you can obviously tell that it's never linear. I'm always weighing heavier after a high carb day, and then after a low or medium day is pretty much when I'll hit new weigh-ins. For my choice of pre-workout, I am using the God of Rage. I noticed that it gives me a lot of mental energy. So if you're more of a focused energy type of guy instead of a stimulant type of guy, then this pre-workout might be for you. For my choice of earphones, I'm also using the Jaybirds X4. Pretty much one of the best earbuds I've used in a while. I'll link these guys down below if you guys want to give them a try or not. Okay guys, so as you can see, I'm doing my warm-up sets here. So today is day 1 out of the 4 days that I'm going to be working out. Today is chest and back. On the 5th day, I rest and then of course repeat. So I'm also doing 30 minutes of cardio after my workouts, and I'm pretty much doing twice the amount on the days that I don't work. Each new 5-day cycle, I'm adding 5 minutes of cardio. So the reason why I'm doing that is to keep my metabolism noticing a caloric deficit. Because I'm getting like closer and closer to being stage lean, the injury risk just goes up super high. So the previous 5 days was my deload week, and I intentionally use deload weeks so my body can actually recover, so my bones and structure and everything can be recovered so I don't get injured, you know. So here is my first set, you guys, of 225 pounds. And yeah, I haven't been training heavy at all for the last 5 days, so it felt really good to go heavy again. I also have a very special way of tracking my progress. So the way that I track my progress in the gym is going to be different from a lot of other people. What I like to do is pick a certain weight, and I'm going to stick to that for 4 sets. So right here, I got 225 pounds. I don't really like to lower the weight. I think if you lower the weight and then you kind of just try to stick to a certain rep range, it's not a really good indicator to know if you're like overtraining. So I did 225 pounds for 4 sets. And I know that by the 4th set, I only got 5. I know for sure that if I do one more, I'll probably only get like 3 or 4. And because I know that I'll only get 3 or 4 the next set, it's time to stop. Rather, if I was to like maybe stick to 8 reps, right? And I keep dropping the weight, I could probably be doing like 10 sets, but I've dropped all the way down to like 100 pounds. When you are decreasing in strength in a workout, that is when it is time to stop. No need to drop the weight and try to get more out of it. And that right there is a pretty common sign of overtraining from too much volume. Not only is it easier to organize your progress like this, but it's a lot easier to organize the progressive overload as well. Which of course, progressive overload is what we all need to do and apply to grow muscle. So next up we have the Incline Dumbbells. I'm doing 100 pounds, and like I said earlier, we're sticking to just the amount of weight that it is, the load, and we're pretty much just getting as much reps as we can, leaving about 1 to 2 reps in reserve. So besides the horrible quality of this gym's lighting, you always want to keep your chest up, keep your shoulder rounded, and your back arched, because if you don't, you could probably injure yourself. Go as low as possible, and then for me, you know, my depth kind of sucks, but you know, I was able to progressively overload with this depth, so that's fine. So next up we have pull-ups. Once again, don't always try to go to failure, because if you do, and then the next couple of sets gonna suck ass anyway. So always go some couple reps in reserve, and so you can have better quality numbers, better quality sets, better everything, honestly. This is gonna be my first exercise for my back. The chest muscles already target the lats a little bit, so I might as well get in my my lat volume for the week with chest. Okay, so next we have the lat pull down, and I was an idiot. I did 145. Yeah, I did make a choice to jump to 130 pounds, but that's okay. That's why it's very important to don't ego lift and go with the numbers that you know you can get for basically just quality amount of sets. To finish up the workout, I basically hit biceps along with this. I had those back, biceps, and lats. You know, full concentration, no shaking, no rocking, just get a good arm pump after this. And I was actually really hungry because you know how yesterday was high carb day, and my metabolism was just it was crazy. I was really hungry at the end of this workout. All right, guys, so if you actually made it to the end of this video, then damn, what are you doing in your life? I'm just kidding. If you did made it to the end of this video, it means a lot if you like it up, subscribe, and keep tracking my update. And yeah, here's a little physique update after the pump. We're about 3.5 weeks out from now, and my posing kind of sucks. I gotta get that all together. But anyways, stay tuned to the next video, guys. I'll keep you guys updated, and stay aesthetic, guys.